Fixing crop subjects with GenExpand is our topic today on Luminar Coffee Break. Let's see what we can accomplish in 10 minutes or less, starting now. Hello, everyone, and welcome. So, over the weekend, I did a favor for a friend. I owed her. I photographed her beautiful ragdoll kittens. And in doing so, I came up with a ton of ideas that I want to share with you. So the first one is going to be on GenExpand. And then if you stick around for the Ask Me Anything segment, I'm going to show you how I did a complete edit of this entire image all the way through. So let me start from here. This is the image we're going to start with. And this is what we're going to turn it into. Now, before you think, Vanilla, you're losing your touch, you're a hack, let me show you. These are the other images that we took, and then I used the editing. So this image, this one and the one I'm about to show you, I just really like this image, but there's a lot of repair work we have to do with this. So it's not going to be our typical edit. I'm going to have to show you how I'm going to repair it. So the first thing I'm going to do is, just because I want to make sure we get it to the way I like it, I am going to apply a preset to it ahead of time. Let me just give it a second. Let me open up my RAID system one moment. Let's see, E drive. And let me just make sure my hard drive is on. There we go. All right. Let me get back to it. There we are. All right. So what I am going to do is, my hard drive is offline. One moment, I apologize. I built up that great climatic store for one moment. So let me get my hard drive back up and running. So by the way, that's one disadvantage with having external drives. If they go to sleep, or if they are not, like this one right here is giving me trouble when it comes to waking up from a sleep mode, it's going to cause issues with Luminar. So let's see if I'm back. Yep, I'm back here. There we are. All right, so I'm back again. And so I just did a quick reboot of my hard drive. Now, I am going to use a quick preset. And the only reason why I'm doing that is because the lesson today is on GenExpand and not how I did the actual edit. All right. And this is good to note. This is a raw file. So do we do all of our edits in order of operation? Do we do all of our edits before we do the expand or after? In researching it, I found that if I do all my edits first, so the order of operation, and then do GenExpand, it'll take all the edits I've done and apply it to the GenExpand tool. This way, GenExpand gets to work with the actual image that I want it to work with. Otherwise, it's going to work off the raw file, and it may not be the same color treatment. It's one of those things you have to work on your own to see which workflow works best. So now that I'm here, I am going to start out, and I'm going to drag and drop it into my GenExpand. And I have to tell you, this takes a lot of patience. And it takes a lot of practice and a lot of retrying over and over again. I'm going to leave it right here. I'm only going to adjust it just a little bit because all I care right now about is that ear. So I'm going to expand it. And again, it's going to use AI. Now, the difference between this and the general erase is it's going to use parts of the image, but it's also going out to the web to find what would match this type of scene. All right. The ear may not come out perfect. So what I just keep doing, in this case, it came out really well. So I was hoping that it didn't come out good, because if it didn't come out good, I would hit expand again and just keep doing it until it comes out the way I want. So I'm going to expand this a little bit more. And now notice I took a liberty of going a little bit farther this time, because I found that it finds the branch and the leaves are much easier for it to find on the web than the actual kitten's ear. Now look what it did to the ear though, because I went a little bit overboard, but for now, that's okay. I don't mind it being a little, I hate to use the word wonky. All right, and I'm going to take this one, move it up a little bit, get it going. And once it starts to expand, I'm going to make a decision if I like it or if I'm going to reapply the expand. Look at that. That came out pretty good. I'll go a little bit further. Good. Expand. Now, at this time, keep in mind, I could also write in generative stuff, like, not using the word expand, but I could say green leaves with bokeh in the background. I could go on and start to put a prompt in it, but it's doing a pretty good job all on its own without me having to do it. Now, that looks good. Let's see if we can make it a little bit better. So let's say small leaves with a slight bokeh. All right, so let's see if it's going to take what we just did, and I'm going to run it again. Now, it may come out good. It may not come out good. So I want to show you what to do if it doesn't come out good and how we can regenerate it and then using a prompt. All right. And once again, this takes patience because it's repairing an image that's otherwise damaged, and it has millions and billions of different options it can apply. You as the human has to decide which one do you like. So here it goes. Now, because I did give it a prompt, notice it is taking longer because now it's trying to find that exact image of what I was talking about. Small leaves with slight bokeh. Give it a little time. Okay, it didn't do exactly what I wanted. So let's see something here. I'm going to hit the, right down here on the bottom, I'm going to hit the undo. And that's what it looks like. I'm going to hit redo. No, I'm going to keep it. All right, so I'm at a good start. Save. So now that I saved it, well, where does it put it? Well, it's going to end up putting it in the generative creations folder. Well, if this were done, so if I were done, which I'm not at this stage, but if I were done with this image, what I would do is take it and drag it into the original folder that it came from. So let me show you a little workflow here. So under pets, this is under snow. These are the photo sessions I did. And I can see that hard drive is still spinning now. So I could drag and drop it just right into one of these folders, but let my hard drive catch up. And then once I put it in one of those folders, then I know exactly where that is. Yeah, my hard drive is playing games again. One moment. There we go. I promise I'll get that fixed. Okay, so let's see. Photo sessions, kitten shoot. And under the kitten shoot, here we go. Complete is where I put it. Well, I'm going to create another folder underneath this. And this folder, I'm going to call it temp. So now I know that I'm going to just put the temporary stuff that we created. So let's see which one it was. It was, chances are, you know what, let's take this one right here. Yeah, let's take that one. So I'm going to just drag it and drop it over into temp. Now I know exactly where it is, and I took it out of the generative creation folder. All right, so now that I have this here, let's continue on. Let me go back. Now what I'm going to do is drag it. Now I want to drop it into GenSwap. And again, I'm repairing a major damage image. Look at this, blown out with the hair. The ears look not as round as I want it to be. So I'm going to force it to be round. That here looks pretty good. And now, let's bring it down just a little more. Right about here's good. All right. Small leaves with slight bokeh. Oh, I know. BOKEH. Let's see. Small leaves with light shining through with slight bokeh. All right, let's try that. Swap. And now what it's going to do is it's going to try to get rid of that area up on top, that sky. And my goal is to move the ears or round off the ears. At this point, like I said, we repaired an image. Oh, look at this. We repaired it. And then this is what we end up with, like this. Now, if I, you know what? I'm going to do another, let's do it again. And actually, you know what? I'm going to reset it because maybe I took a little bit too much off of the ear. So, and again, that's still too much. So I'm going to deselect just this area here. And then go back to my selection tool. Just a little. There we go. So what I just showed you here was if I don't like it, I'm going to hit the undo button or the redo button right here. And then I'm going to try this without a prompt. Let's see what it does. So at this point, what I'm taking you down the rabbit hole with is a trial and error. What worked for me during rehearsal isn't working the way it is right at the moment because, again, it's random. It's going out, trying to find what it can do, and coming back. Now, imagine how long this would take if I tried this using Photoshop. All right? Well, look at that. Okay, I like what it did to the hair, and I like what it did to the ears. So I'm going to reset the selection. And then now I'm just going to do this. Last try. And then let's just say slight bokeh shining through the trees. All right. Make sure shining is right. There we go. All right. Slight bokeh shining through the trees. Swap. And we'll see what it's going to do. So again, patience, trial and error. And honestly, this particular image, I just did it because I wanted to show you how to use GenExpand and see if I can replace it. I just chose one of the better images that I did, and then I applied it. All right? So that's what I came up with. It's okay. I'm going to hit save. And there we have it. Now, one last thing while I'm at it. You know what I may do? Is take it and let's just use Gen Erase. And what I'm going to do is come in here, erase this right here, this piece right here. And let's get rid of this vine. All right, and then let's see this right here. All right. And by the way, to make my selections better, what I'm using is XenSlab's monitor that I could draw on. So I'm able to just draw what I'm doing to get rid of this. And erase. And here we go. Let's see what it does. And this should be a little bit quicker. There we are. Let's see what it looks like. Good. So before and after. Good. So I got rid of the distractions. And now I'm going to save it. Now, once I saved it, from here I can continue with the edits because this isn't identical to what I want. But once it's all done, now that I have it here, I could drag drop this into my complete folder, and then I have. But since it's still a work in progress, I'm going to put it to the temp folder. So the point I'm getting at is get it out of that generative creations folder and just place it in the folder you want. So let's review. This is before and after. So here's the original image here. Fact, adjustments. Let's just revert to the original. So here's the original image. And then through patience, this is the image I came up with. And then, of course, you can continue with, let's see, the complete folder. Then I decided at that point, convert it to a 16:9 or whatever I want, using the same techniques that I just showed you. So there we have it. How to use the generative tools, especially that GenExpand. And if it doesn't work the way you want it to work right away, remember, it's AI. You're still the human. You have to decide what you like or what you want to improve, and then just keep hitting the reset or have it regenerate until you get a pleasing result that you like. And then don't forget you have the other tools to complement with what you're doing. All right? So if you're here, please stick around for the Ask Me Anything segment, where what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through my entire shoot on how I lit the ragdoll kittens using the Pro Photo gear, the lights outdoors using fill light, and the concept behind the shoot. And then I'm going to take it from the ground up. And I'm also going to show you how I use my Slick Pick portfolio to send the images to the client on their new Mobi app. And then all she had to do was select her favorites. And then I only edited those favorites. So that's what we're going to talk about at the end of the session. For everyone else, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you at the next coffee break.